Is the value of the dollar really greater than the value of a human life? Absolutely not, right? If this is the case, then why is a person discharged from a hospital as soon as they are deemed in a stable condition if they don't have health insurance? The answer is money. In the year 2013, approximately 42 million people, or 13.4%, in the United States did not have health insurance for the entire calendar year. This directly correlates to those people having primary health care. So you might be thinking, don't raise my taxes, or why should I be responsible for someone who doesn't have health insurance? But we as a nation are only as strong as the weakest person in our country. So it's our responsibility to take care of our people and provide care, also known as health insurance, to everyone. So why do you need health insurance? Well, medical care is always advancing. These things cost money. Just like the more technology that you get, the bigger your military gets, everything costs more money as you get more technologically savvy. Same thing with medical care. As the devices get more and more complicated that we're putting in our bodies, the more expensive they're going to be. And healthcare is a business. They're always looking to make a profit, whether that be big or small as well. And the companies that provide supplies to healthcare facilities like hospitals and clinics also are looking to make a profit. They want to monopolize whatever device that they have and just make a profit out of it. Everyone's looking to line their own pockets sometimes. But the average person doesn't have the income or savings to pay for some of the standard procedures that a medical bill would come with for normal illnesses or predicaments. For instance, pregnancy. It's not an illness. It can happen to anybody. You can get pregnant or you can get someone pregnant, and that's a very costly thing with all the bills associated, especially if you don't have health insurance. Cancer. Cancer is another thing that could happen to anybody. It's sad. You can get cancer from almost anything these days, and it could happen to anybody. And other things like hearing, vision, and dental, all those things are really important to have coverage. But stop with all this confusion. I challenge every American to take a glance at the Affordable Health Care Act because it directly reflects healthcare insurance for everybody and healthcare as a whole, but it's so confusing. It's 878 pages long. It's written like any government document because it is, and it's very vague and confusing with big words and a lot of jargon that it's hard to understand for a normal person. The amount of healthcare plans, the amount of healthcare confusion doesn't end there. There's other big words too. Like if you don't know what these words mean, I highly recommend you learn them because they apply directly to us. The words like deductible, co-payments, and out-of-pocket maximum all have to do with how much you're going to pay compared to how much your health insurance is going to pay. What are the cons of giving everyone health insurance? I'm an American, I pay my taxes, and I work a full-time job. Why should I be responsible for taking care of other people? Well, healthcare is an investment. If I pay a little bit higher taxes now for someone right now, and then in the future I become unemployed, and let's say that person now has health insurance benefits attached to their job, they can pay their higher taxes and I can reap the benefits of having health insurance. Either way, neither one of us go without. No one can predict the future, so we have to invest now to pay dividends for our health insurance. Understand taxes will increase. That's inevitable, but taxes increase for everything these days. Taxes increase for plastic in bottles. Taxes increase for what kind of car you drive. It's inevitable. Taxes are going to increase one way or another. We should be able to shift government spending in a different direction so we can take care of our people instead of anything else. What's in it for me? What's a pro that's in it for me? When has anybody said we have too much healthcare in the United States? That's right. I've never heard of anyone saying that either. The job economy growth equates to growth for everyone. And if healthcare grows, everyone will grow. More money earned by people in healthcare field will mean more money cycled back into the economy because they spend the money. It's a cycle. The money will eventually come back around. But right now, we have to start the cycle at providing the healthcare for people. A lot of people have to pay a penalty if you don't have healthcare for that health insurance for that entire year. That penalty is $695 a person. Yes, a person. How can we expect someone who cannot afford health insurance on their own to pay an additional penalty of $695 a person? It's crazy. Doesn't make sense. Or, depending on what's less, if you have a lot of people that didn't have health insurance, it could be 2.5% of the entire household income, whichever one is less money. But like I said, it doesn't make sense for someone who can't afford to pay the health insurance to pay an additional penalty. I have a personal experience in the universal healthcare system being in the military. It's not that bad. We all have the same health insurance. We all receive the same health care. And no one goes without health care. No one goes without. Understand sometimes the quality of care might be a little small on things like colds and just the normal flu. But if you have a serious ailment, for instance, one of my coworkers had his daughter needed a brand new heart and it was worth $1 million. Obviously, he could not afford that, but the Navy and TRICARE and the universal healthcare system of the military was able to get him and his daughter the care that they needed, and she got that new heart. It was an amazing, amazing story. And there have been so many pregnancies that I've witnessed from different couples that wouldn't have been able to afford it had there not been for the universal healthcare plan that we get provided to us via the military. Sometimes it's just a better way to go to cover the entire spread of people. But it's not our right to take away the life from someone else just to keep our wallets a little heavier. I urge you to take the time to research every healthcare plan that's available that comes out into play on the national level. It may seem like the average citizen doesn't have the power to see things change, but they do. The power of the pen is very powerful and strong, and the voting right that we as citizens have is what we're going to use to enact the change that we want to see with our healthcare plans in America. Former President Thomas Jefferson said, "The care of human life and happiness is the first and only object of a good government."